How good. Welcome back to Surly Set of 6 off the back of another win. Really enjoying saying that a lot at the moment. Our fourth win on the trot, 36 points to 14. A good 13-plus win over Para, a side that we'd lost 6 of our last 7 games to. As we mentioned last week, plenty. They had been a banana skin team for us, a real bogey side, a tough side who certainly didn't roll over in this game either. And while they were down on troops, they showed a lot of heart and certainly made us work. Had to put in an 80-minute performance, but in the end, in that last 20 minutes in particular, we really blew them off the park. There were some nervous times there. I was getting a little bit worried at 18 points to 14, but I did feel like throughout this whole game we were the better team, and we were kind of just waiting for Parramatta to break, and eventually they did just that.
Yeah, I agree. I was a bit worried as well. I never felt like we were going to lose, really. I felt like it could have had a bit of a dramatic ending and we might have had to fight maybe in like 2-point field goal territory for the Eels and stuff like that, but never really was worried, and I was pretty happy with the performance. But yeah, it was sort of a tank emptying performance because it was like, the buys this week. So yeah, positive signs, good to get the win. But I feel like we're saying this every week, that there was signs of us sort of fading. So we haven't really put that complete 80-minute performance on, apart from maybe the Storm or things like that.
Yeah.
But it was still positive.
Yeah, I loved our finish. I think we piled on, 3 tries there in the last 15-odd minutes. And to be fair, there were opportunities to score more points throughout this game too. I was more just nervous at Para scoring points and keeping it close. I was like, oh shit, surely we don't go down to them again. But thankfully that wasn't the case. My first tackle, it's cliche, but the 4-point win banked. It is so important in this competition to head into a bye off the back of a good performance and a good win as well. I feel like the bye has come at the perfect time too. Obviously, we lost Wade during this game to an HIA, but that 11-day stand down means he'll be good to go again for Magic Round, so we actually don't lose him. I think 9 games on the bounce in the NRL will really take a toll on everyone's body. So I feel like this has come at the perfect time. We'll welcome back Mitch after it. Chance will come back into selection. Marata will be back. Even chat of Rocco Berry and guys being back. So I feel like this is the perfect time for a little refresh. We've had to grind pretty hard over the last 4 weeks. I mentioned 4 straight wins, but the Dolphins win certainly didn't come easy. This one didn't either. The Storm game, very pleasing, but it's been body on the line, empty the tank type of stuff for a long period of time now. Now the lads, they get 3 days off this week, 3 days of training. Webby said in the press conference after they want to come back from the bye a better team, and you trust these lads. Like, there's no sign of complacency in amongst this group, but I do think it is a good time to rest a couple rigs, a bit of a reset, and then go again. This next patch that we have, we've got the Broncos, we've got Penrith mixed in there before another bye. It is going to be a big stint for the lads. We've got Origin coming up, which hopefully a couple of our lads will be involved in too. So there's an important next period coming up, but I do feel like this bye has come at the perfect time, and it would have really stung if we'd lost that game, say, 20 points to 18 to Parramatta. It would have put a real rock under the towel over this little break. Instead, we head in extremely positive, and well done to the lads for just being up for it, going over there with a job to do. Shout out to the fans too. We say it a lot, Warriors fans travel. That sounded like a home game.
Yeah, there's Warriors fans scattered everywhere. Like, you can't escape them.
Especially in Sydney, though.
Yeah, Sydney and Brisbane's quite a popular place for Kiwis, especially in this day and age. We won't get political on the Surly Set of 6, but it is a positive thing that we get Warriors fans at all these games overseas. Just on the 2 points on the bye, it's a great time. Like Webby said, after 8 games, it's a good time to have a bye. You're sort of in that period where you're getting injuries for soft tissue injuries. It's like being overworked. I think it's a perfect time. I think other teams would love a bye at this stage. I think it's always an interesting fact to look at that, because sometimes you get a bye in like round 3 and you're like, you're just starting to get into it, and then you've got
round 1. Was that the Tigers?
Yeah.
I feel like
I know the Hurricanes had a round 1 bye in Super Rugby, and they were like, this just doesn't help anyone. And even like a round 2 bye or round 3 bye, it's like you're just starting to get into it. So I feel like, and then you've got like 12 straight games into your next bye. So this is kind of a good period to get 8. And then you get the second bye. I'm not sure what week the second bye is.
So we go Broncos at Magic Round, then we go Dragons, then we go Penrith. Those are all Australia games, so we're going on a little mini roadie there. and then we get the bye before coming home against the Sharks.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that because that's another 3 games, 4 games. You can keep the momentum going, and then you get a bye as well through the Origin period. So I think the byes, I know it's luck of the draw probably, but it's a really good time to get the bye, not only now, but the second bye also is at a good time for us in the season, I think.
It'll be interesting. We often do like a mini camp during the year, and the team stays in Australia. I know that Dragons into Penrith game, there's a week
Sydney,
there.
isn't it?
You'd imagine they stay
it
in Sydney. Yeah,
is it a short turnaround?
It's a Saturday into a Sunday, but I think they'll stay there the whole time because Origin Game 1 is in between.
Yeah, so they could
I think we'll camp
rip in and watch.
in Sydney. Well, hopefully a few of our boys are there, and then it's just a nice little trip down the road to play the Panthers. I wouldn't be surprised if the team stays over for that period. It just makes sense.
It does, and all of those things are actually really lucky. Like that, like if you've just looked at those 2 games in between the Origin game, that's like a really lucky fixture. You know, I know we started the season with some mixed games, some hard games, some easy games, and then we finished the season with some easy games.
Yeah.
So I actually really like where we sit currently with the draw, with the byes, and where we're at currently. So I think it's a really positive thing.
Good point on that too. Dragons heading in. If we do have Origin players, they won't be playing that one, but then they can back up on the Sunday and play Penrith, knowing that there's a bye the week after. And we've seen that playing the Panthers takes a lot out of teams. Playing Origin into the Panthers takes a lot out of a player. So it is almost the perfect timing, right? Got to love that. Apologies if you can hear some chainsaw work in the background. There's all sorts of shit going on around the Old Surly Studios today. Hopefully you can't hear that coming through. But yeah, loved our start so far. An important 4-point win banked. Again, we've mentioned a few times, those are the wins you look back on. No one remembers how you got it done. And to be fair, I thought we looked pretty good, but we bank those every day of the week. My second tackle, our bench impact. And again, I feel like every week we've spoken about someone off our bench as to how good they have been. At least one standout each week. For me, there were 2 in particular this week. I thought Sam Healy getting big minutes, 51 minutes. He showed that he is ready to start. I didn't like Dan Ganane and Mick Innes going on about how other NRL teams should look at him because, hey, we don't want that stuff happening. He's signed till the end of next year. November 1 this year he can negotiate, and I'm sure there will be clubs lining up, and it'll be hard to keep Sam Healy for sure because he does look ready now to play regularly week in, week out, big minutes in the NRL. But I loved his work. 62 run meters, 25 tackles, a line break, 2 tackle breaks. His running game from dummy half, I feel like we have the best 1-2 punch there in terms of both our hookers. If you get quick play the balls, the work they can do around the ruck. Wade is more of a creator for other people. Healy's more a run-first guy that can get out, but he's a big body. I reckon he'd go good at lock as well, but he loves engaging opposition defences with his running game, and he was looking incredibly dangerous in this one. The other player that stood out has to be Dimitrik. You talk about energy and impact, which is exactly what you want off your bench. What a performance from him. Only 32 minutes. He made the most of every single one. Like, he is one of the standout players from this game. To do that in only half an hour is pretty crazy. 91 run meters, 32 PCMs, 4 tackle breaks, 14 tackles, none missed. Those kickoff carries, like, they make a statement. Poor Dylan Walker. I get that he left the club on compassionate grounds. He would have been feeling pretty compassionate that night, that's for sure. But the lift carries like that bring a team is huge. And the timing of them too, like one of them off the back, first play of the second half. It just shows there is no complacency. This is the tone set for the second half. One should have led to a try for Dallin. He would have loved that fumble back. One of the best finishes in the game, and normally he finishes those every day of the week. But I feel like it's just a massive lift straight away, intensity, energy. It's like Bunty never left. You add to that his skill set, his ability that if we need him to, he can play big minutes. He's aggressive, he's got leadership. I just love watching Demi play. I feel like every week he grows even more in his game, and he's still only 22. He is going to be such an asset for us.
Yeah, he is, and I loved during the week, last week on League Lounge, he said something about how he wants to be at the club for long term and all of that, and I love it. And just, we talked about it a lot after, I think it was the Storm game, he was really impressive, and I think maybe one before that he was really good too, of just the energy and sort of the impact that he gets and how it doesn't drop off when we have our bench players. Yeah. And I'll touch on Sam Healy first. Love what he's doing. Love the impact that he's getting. It's never nice to see Wade Egan go down with the quality that he has, but to have Sam Healy in, it's not as a drop-off. I know they're different players, but we've still got the tendencies and the sort of the same sort of qualities in a lot of what Sam Healy and Wade Egan are doing. The running out of dummy half, different pace, obviously, but Wade Egan obviously has the quality. So, I think it's good to have that balance. You get different things from each bench player. Like Demi, you get the power, the work rate, the leadership, the laughing at people in people's faces, those strong carries. And then for Sam Healy, you get that kind of young, just free-flowing energy with the pace. So I love the mix of the bench. So, I think it's positive in what Demi's doing, what Sam's doing, what the other bench players are doing, which we haven't touched on. But, it's positive signs, and hopefully it continues.
Absolutely. There was one play there, I think it was Penasini's try, 44th minute, and the guy trying to stop him in the corner off a kick was Demi. Like, his work rate is extremely good, and he's mentioned, I was at the press conference the other week, the media during the week, and they asked him who inspires him. He said Jacko Ford, just because that's the aspects of his game he wants to build around: workhorse, reliable, shows up every week and empties the tank. And someone asked him when he thinks he'll be an 80-minute player, and he said that's his goal, but it's still a couple years away for him. He seems so grounded and down to earth for a guy who is so animated and in your face. It's like once he gets on the field, he flicks the switch, and he's got that enforcer about him. Like when you think back fence carries, you think of guys like Spencer Leniu and that, but Demi, if he can keep building that part of his game, like opposition teams won't want to kick him the ball. It's like then you go from Aaron Fish to Demi. It's relentless in terms of aggression and ball carrying.
Yeah, 100%. And what I've noticed about his personality is that I listened to James Fisher-Harris after the game, and you get that maturity sort of that 4 championships or whatever, but you get the class of the human being as well, of just the honesty, sort of the grounded like you were talking. And Fish just talks with a lot of just quietly, takes in the question, says it, understands what's happening, right? And then you get that same sense with Demi now, that he's sort of feeding off what James Fisher-Harris has sort of brought. Mitch Barnett's a lot of the same, and just like they're grounded, but then when they're playing, they're aggressive, they're enforcer, but they're sort of mature in that sense. Yeah. So I kind of like what Demi's doing with there, because he's not like that on the field.
Nah.
But it's good to see that sort of mix coming off the field.
These young boys, eh? Like even Leka, Eddie, who came on, and I thought he had a really good stint as well. Like for their age, you'd be excused in thinking they're 25, 26, and it almost feels like they've been around for a little while now, and they're still 22. I love his ball-playing ability too. Like, he is a silky footballer, man. So I feel like we're only at the floor for what he could be, Demi, and I can't wait to watch him continue to develop. Mentioned Eddie, 34 minutes, 93 run meters, 3 tackle breaks, 90% tackle rate. Another edge that Webby looks like he's going to turn into a middle. And with Tanner Stowell-Smith dropping out, and I believe it was Tanner's call, he was cleared but said he didn't feel 100%, wasn't ready to go. In steps Eddie, plays in the middle. And it was interesting hearing Webby talk about him last week in the media. They were saying, what happens if you lose Jacko Ford to Origin? Who fills in and steps in that void? Because it's so hard to replace an 80-minute middle. And he said, I've got another one just waiting in the wings, and Eddie Irimia Toiava. So clearly he sees him as a prop and a Jacko Ford mould that can go the 80 minutes. He's the fittest guy in the club, and he's another 21-year-old that looks like has played second row his whole life, and he's now going to become a middle for us. It's just crazy, this production line.
Yeah, the
right?
depth, the depth is unreal, and but you've often, like, a lot of teams have depth.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people have players, like, I'm just going to throw out a name, like the the Dories and the Panthers have got
niche
just
selection,
just lots of players that, like, us waiting in the wings, NRL players that can fill in spots, Blake Lowry and but then you get to our depth, and it's like the quality of the youngness of the depth is just unreal. Like, the quality that they actually bring off the bench is different to other teams, I feel.
I love to, like, they're all system guys. Like, I feel like ever since Webby's got here, he said that all the teams do the same drills, and that's by design, so that when they come into first grade, nothing is foreign to them. And I feel like no matter, like, these guys are talented, yes, but they get the system too. It's not like, shit, I'm in cup one week, I have to play this way. Now I'm in first grade, I have to play this way. And I think that is probably a Penrith thing, right, that Webby's picked up from there. But it just allows guys to succeed. Like, no one's been thrown into the deep end, and it just seems like all their strengths are being exaggerated at the moment. So it is so positive. I love watching Eddie play, and the engine on the kid. Like, it's the stuff you don't expect young guys to do they do really well. You expect the stuff that they're doing, the effort plays and that from mature players that are leaders, not 21, 22-year-olds.
Yeah, and you just see the maturity of them. Like, they're not getting flustered in the moment, and that's sort of keep them going. And you see that from Webby, and you see that from the coaches and from Fish, like we were just talking about in the press conference. They're just not phased. Yeah. Like, they're just very calm and understanding. And understand where they are and where the team are at. So, yeah, it's good signs.
My third tackle, the movement of the ball through the middle of the field. I think the amount of fatigue we put Parramatta under was insane, and that led to those tries coming in the last 20 minutes. There was one there, I think Rog scored it right at the end, and the commentators highlighted it, like Will Penasini could barely move when Roger went straight through. He was that tired, and he's a centre. And I love the ball-playing ability of our middles, our willingness not only to carry hard and beat teams through the middle with foot speed and dominant carries and quick play the balls, but with Aaron Clark there in particular, our ability to move the ball with small interchange passes either between our middles or then play out the back to our halves and they can free up our outsides. I just think with the speed of the game now, the ability to move opposition forward packs around the park, mess with their defensive spacings to create one-on-ones so that we get post-contact meters before that second guy comes in and chops. It's so important. And one thing I've noticed over the last few weeks, like we're trusting Healy and Wade to push their passes a little bit wider. So we're setting up a bit wider off the ruck. And straight away, that gets you going hard at one-on-one with a defender rather than straight into the middle of the defenses. And then that stretches everyone's spacing out. It means the opposition team has to move laterally. And they're just constantly under the pump. And we've spoken about how fast the game is, the 6 agains, the set restarts, how much of it is territory and possession. If you're constantly making guys move across the field the whole time, it is so hard once you're in that washing machine to get out of it. And it's just tiring, man.
Yeah, 100%. And to get really technical, like the different variations of things that we do and late passes and the late switches and sort of Aaron Clark taking on the line, not looking at the, like you can very easily be holding the ball in one hand and going, oh yeah, where's the inside runner that I'm supposed to be passing it to?
Yeah.
But there's none of that. Like it's all system based. It's all like people know where they are. It's the like, we're doing this tackle, we're running at this line so that this guy on the far left corner can score.
Yeah.
So there's very good variations in what we're doing. And it's very easy to also fake those actions and sort of just like go through the motions and like you're doing a drill.
Yeah.
But it's done at such speed and such like actual proper running lines to go, shit, this defender, I have to actually dive in on Tanner Boyd because he's taking on the line so much. He's not just like getting there and knowing that he's passing out the back, you know?
Yeah.
So there's those variations that are really like, I think is what's taking us to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. And when guys are tired, they make bad decisions, right? And when you've got forwards that can ball play and do the unexpected, like I think that first try Carl Pereira scored, it was Aaron to Fish, and it was like a spinning rat ball, and I'm not sure it was meant to go straight to Chanel. I think it was meant to go Tanner to Chanel, but Chanel just catches it, rips, and then we go in the corner. Like, who would have thought we would have seen that from Fish?
It's like they know. It's like they know that that's happening.
Yeah.
Like Fish is taking on the line so hard, but he knows that he's turning and giving the next one straight away. Like the set plays and the variations is actually taking us to the next level, I think.
Yeah, our deception has been crazy, and the skill set amongst the forward pack and amongst the whole team. Like, and we're balanced too, right side, left side. It looks like we could go either way and score points. But I just wanted to highlight that because I'm loving the skill set of our pack, and also I really like seeing our back three shift the ball early in the tackle count. We did that quite often against Parramatta. We're not afraid to go Dell to Tane to AKP on the other edge, and then we go off the back of that. Those early shifts, again, they just bring in fatigue. And we have game breakers there now, but I feel like we haven't trusted it in the past to throw those passes. That reminds me more of rugby stuff, right? So often you see it in league, you're like, damn, it was on there if we threw one more pass.
But they don't do it, eh?
Yeah. But we're not trying to score off it either. We're just trying to set up from this play and make the opposition forward pack run from this side to this side, and then we go through the middle. It's just little tweaks, but having the confidence to be able to do it. We just look pretty silky at the moment.
And it's so often the hooker gets the ball or the halfback on first receiver, and he just flings a ball to the wide because they're like, the point of it is so that to get the wing of the ball.
Yeah.
But we're like taking on the line in the middle, out the back, then our next middle's giving the next ball out, and then it's going to AKP, and then we're breaking the line. So there's so much actual point to what we're doing, which I really love.
Standout performers, tackle 4.
How many of them?
Bro, this is ridiculous. I literally almost had the whole starting team, and then I was like, nah, I've got to take some of this out. I've grouped them. Back three, so straight away I've got three there. Yep. I loved what Tane did with some of his nice carries. I'll just sum this up by saying we have speed out there. We look fast out on our edges. Tane, smaller body, gives us something a little bit different, but he's creative. Out the back of shape, he's so dangerous. I love he started overcalling on short sides as well. Our short side attackers look really good. A lot of it is when Tane is at first receiver. He sees a picture he likes, he wants the ball, he calls it. And we might not score there, but again, we are moving and keeping the defense on their toes. Dell, some tough carries, man. Some of those carries he makes where he just flies in, and I think it was against the Dolphins where he got snapped in half, right? But straight back up. Hit some tough carries in this one. A nice try as well. I would have backed him 99 out of 100 to score.
I think he's like, we're getting really nitpicky here,
Yeah.
and for someone who's played very well and for a long period of time has played very well, so we're not going at him for that.
Yeah.
But he's like tried to like dive, as in dive in the corner, like when he's got his hands on the ball for that try. He's just got to like catch it and put it down. Why has he tried to do this like dive and put it down?
Crazy. He can score the craziest tries,
And
right?
he's just that one.
Do you think he switched off? Because it was almost one of those ones where everyone just stands there. They're like, what just happened?
But it was like bouncing, It was bouncing, and he's like tried to dive and put it down at the same time when there's no one around him, and all he has to do is catch it and put it down.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He scores that every single time. But unfortunate. And then AKP, 2 tries, 168 run meters off 11 carries. He is that fast that if his opposite defender is 1 meter inside him, it's game over. And a lot of wingers can't do that. He makes difficult tries look easy just with his speed. I love his like aggression too. He carries the ball hard and he just looks so into it. I don't know if it's because he's really happy here, winning games, being trusted, being selected. It's probably a different feeling for him. Looks like he gets along really well with the younger lads off field too. But what a pickup he has been. And Warriors fans were excited. We were excited to bring him here. We knew he was going to be a good pickup, but that's doubles in each of his last 4 games. Every game he's played, he's scored a double, basically. He is rapid, but he's doing the shit he couldn't do in the Gold Coast well for us as well.
I think that's a bit of a myth.
Defensively, he wasn't great.
No, he wasn't great.
But we know that wingers.
But we know that,
defensively, yeah.
And I think that maybe the way the Titans were going, it compounded sort of on the winger and AKP because those eras, and he was getting frustrated and there's sort of, I don't think you're wrong. I just think that there's maybe a little bit of sort of bias on that winger side when a team's not going well. Whereas now with the team going well, he can get confidence with it. And like you said, the little things that he's doing is great.
Yeah.
We knew we had this, and it actually adds a different dimension to us. Like when you said we're flinging the ball wide to AKP, we just look like a more dangerous side with him at wing, and we've figured out a way to mix it all together, which is probably the most impressive part of it. So it's good. He's got to keep going. But
definitely. And he's still got room for improvement. They all do. But yeah, I feel like when he came over here, we thought great finisher, and he's so much more than that. And his game's going to continue to go to another level because, again, he is so young as well. It is crazy. Roger, a try, almost 2. Thought he managed to pull that one off. Unfortunately, couldn't ground it, but I thought he looked dangerous all game. 5 tackle breaks, 199 run meters. I wasn't a fan of moving him to centre. I thought it took away the best parts of his game, but he's found a way to be a lot more involved at centre than he was in previous years where he played there for us. And I just think that combo of him and Cam Pereira together complements each other so well. I heard AKP talk after the game, and he was like, man, I have to pinch myself. I get to play outside of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. So obviously there's a real respect there, which is probably bringing the best out of Lofi too. But yeah, loving that edge with Capewell there and then CHT. There is a stack of experience, but it's also so dangerous for opposition teams.
Yeah, it is. He's been great. The shift to centre's worked. We talked a lot about it, but yeah, happy with how it's going.
Halves, just wanted to touch on them quickly. I thought they really continue to complement each other really well. 3 try assists between them, some big shots from Chanel. I thought Chanel stepped up a bit in the kicking game department too, and I think we outkicked Para by 200-odd meters. Mitch Moses has a massive boot, so well done to our 2 halves for combining really well there. They just look really balanced. They bring the best out of each other, and I know what you're going to ask.
Are you?
Metcalf.
Wow, I was going to make a point on that. I wasn't going to ask. I was going to say
Webby?
What Webby said post match. Yeah. I don't pick teams in the post match press conference before a bye.
But
I won't change you.
Which I like because the confidence for those two now. knowing, and in particular for Tanner Boy, because he is aware that Metcalf was on the bench there and that it is most likely him and Lukey Met going for that one spot. So to hear your coach say, look, he's playing so well that we're going to keep the two together right now, the next 2 weeks of training for him is going to be through the roof, just knowing that your coach backs you. So yeah, it looks like Lukey Met's going to be sitting on that bench for a little while, but how can you change it? And this is what fans have wanted, right? And I think it applies to every position in the team. Like, clearly Webby has realised things are working really well and these guys deserve their spots, so there's going to be some bloody good footballers that miss out on the team each week. It is crazy. Aaron Clark, I loved his game. He left with 3 Dalian points, and just on that, crazy that Jacko Ford did not get a point.
A point.
Not a point in this game. So we have a new leader now.
Group chats were blowing up this morning when that came out.
Yeah, tinfoil hats were on.
Yeah.
That the Warriors, that people are saying perhaps the NRL thought it had already gone behind closed doors. They've gone early on the robbery.
I just think the NRL does, like, a lot of the NRL people or whoever's running the social medias, they just don't care about the Warriors.
No.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that Tally M table's like just not even
made up.
Not made up, but like they have given a couple points to Jacko Ford, but they're like, shit, we can't get Warriors fans.
They know the engagement will be huge.
Oh, and they knew that was probably the biggest post of the year, the team of the week the other week after the Storm game.
Oh, leaving them out?
No, there was no Warriors players in the NRL team of the week after the Storm win. So they just know what they're doing, I feel. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jacko picked up maybe 1 or 2.
I will say that's the most positive I've ever heard Mick Ennis talk about us.
McInnes, what a great...
Against the Sharks, he was basically saying we were
But that's his team, isn't it?
Yeah, that is his team. Yeah. But it was weird to hear them being like, you've got a real football side here. I was like, part of me didn't like it. Part of me did, but part of me was like, no.
Well, they were like, the Eels were in this, and then McInnes was like, but the Warriors just too good.
Yeah, and I was like, settle down. We don't want you a part of this now. But Aaron Clark walked away with 3, Roger with 3, Tanner Boyd with 3. It's hard to argue with all of those. Volkman 2, Dell 1. You could argue around that, but... yeah, I loved what Aaron Clark did. 180 run meters, 69 PCMs, a try assist, 27 tackles in 50 minutes. Almost think he could have got a couple extra try assists too for the lead-up work he did in some of the tries we scored. That third try we scored, I think it was Dell's first one, where Tane carved up down that short side little offload. I think Volkman got bumped off twice in the one play. It was a tough play defensively for the ex-Warrior who had himself a heck of a day too.
The Volkman Cup.
The Volkman Cup stays in New Zealand. Old Sione Tuigamala. The players are well aware of that, but well done to Ronnie. He did have a good game. But that try was set up by Aaron Clark's carry, leaving a couple defenders behind quick play the ball, and away we go in the corner. When he checks back into the game, in particular for his second stint of the game, you can tell. And that is a credit to Aaron more than anything, because our bench was really good. Guys like Demi and that are doing an outstanding job.
Well, they're lifting it when they come on.
Yeah.
So then when it comes back
almost
on,
like, you're like, oh shit, things have gone up another notch again. And you're like, oh, Aaron Clark is back on the paddock. Like, it's not a coincidence we scored all those points late as soon as Ez clocked back in. His ability to mix up his game with his passing, but then just to carry, find his front, quick play the ball. He always leaves defenders behind him. He was outstanding last year. Almost feel like his game has improved even slightly. He's the best lock in the comp again right now. And I thought he had a quieter start to the season, but I feel like the last 6 weeks, he has been so impressive.
When we're on the back foot, he's strong because he gets us out of trouble all the time. But then also when we're on the front foot, his carries just elevate us even more.
Yeah.
So it's it's a good attribute to have, to be able to pick up the Warriors, pick us up wherever he comes on, whenever he comes on, whatever the score is.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably one of the best things about him, is that we're sort of going up a level no matter where we are in a position when he comes back on.
I reckon him, Fish, Jacko, the best 3 in the middle in the comp at the moment. And you'd have to say our bench is right up there and our 4-pack in general is right up there, which in today's game basically gives you half the win already. I thought Capes was unreal as well. Workhorse. And I love his energy. I love
he just gets up, eh?
Yeah, the whole team's energy. Yeah. They're celebrating those little things, right? Like, there were moments there where the game was done and dusted. I think it was the kick chase towards the end of the game. It was Roger and Capes just fly up with like a minute to go and just make sure that Para get nothing for free. Like, that's a team that's bonded and connected, and I feel like what Capes has done since he's been back, he's one of those effort guys again, but when you combine the efforts of Jacko Ford, like, these guys drag people with them. Even Lecker was saying, on League Lounge. Like, you have to follow these guys. They want to be 80-minute players, and they want to be high intensity for the full 80. And our bench was outstanding too. So, yeah, could name half the team for standouts, but that's a great problem to have, right? Incredibly pleasing. My fifth point was the team balance. I feel like at the moment we have power, size, skill, foot speed and work rate in our pack, and then strike on the edges. Our second row, our centres, our back three. We just seem like we can get in the grind with teams. We can go the full 80, and then we've got strike across the paddock as well. And that is without Barnett, Murata, Chance, Ali, Metcalf, Tamaide, Tanistella Smith, Rocco, all these guys injured or working their way back, suspended, whatever it may be. But it feels like we legit have 25 guys that can do a job for us at the moment, but we can get it done in different ways if needed. And it's a scary statement to make, and I know a lot of Warriors fans will roll their eyes, but do we fear many teams in the competition at the moment? Like Penrith, they have been outstanding, but even watching them against Manly and over the last couple of weeks, they have looked a little bit fatigued. Broncos, like, there's teams in the comp, of course, with strike, and you go into games a little bit worried, but I feel like we can get it done at the moment across all areas of the paddock. It seems like last year we started really well, but I feel like this year's team is even more dangerous.
Yeah, I'm going to partly agree with most of your statements.
Yeah.
I still think I'm quite a level-headed fan.
No, definitely.
And I don't want to get ahead.
Yes.
And I'm not saying you're getting ahead of yourself, because the statements that you're making with where we are in the table, with the performances that we've been having and the players that we've got, is completely right.
Yeah.
I'm still at this point where I'm just almost waiting for it to crumble a little bit. Like, not crumble fully where we're going to drop out the 8.
No.
But I'm waiting for this little slump, which is probably going to happen at some point.
You're waiting for that.
I'm waiting for that time, that
back that we had.
Correct. And I'm still thinking I'm waiting for that. And while I agree that we don't fear many teams, and I feel like we're going to go into the Broncos game of Magic Round and not fear them, but I still feel like as a fan that understands that we might have this slump, I feel like I'm still very nervous. Like, I wasn't nervous going into the Eels game, but I felt like they had some strike. And if I feel like the Eels have got some strike that could hurt us, we're in a little bit of trouble when some good teams come knocking. So I think I'm there, but I do agree with what you're saying.
I guess as well, like the last 3 weeks for me, every week we've said this is a potential one we could slip up. And we have to give the lads credit that they got the job done in all 3 of those weeks, because I do feel like Warriors teams of the past would have dropped one of them.
100%.
So you start to look around now, and that Magic Round game is going to be huge. But it leads me to my sixth tackle, is that, look, this has been a heck of a start, and I back the team now to kick on from here. Last year, injuries were our downfall, but I feel like the squad this year is even more close and connected and deeper than it was last year, and I feel like we are more set up for if injuries do strike. Touch wood, they don't. It's the NRL, they do, though. But when you look at our team, like, we haven't had, you could argue, our best 19 available all at once throughout this whole season, but you have not noticed it. And you almost forget about some of these guys until you look at the injury report and you think, oh shit, which is a great problem to have. We're 7 from 9. Dan Ganane said in that game, we have been in the top 4 for 29 of the last 32 rounds of NRL action. We only dropped out late last year when we went on that bad run due to injuries. Still played finals footy and got a home final. That's a pretty impressive stat. And a competition where consistency is so hard to get unless you're one of these top-tier teams. Like, we see upsets every single week. And yes, we're going to drop games. Not getting carried away. We've got Broncos, Dragons, Panthers. 2 of those 3 games are going to be huge for us, and it's all over there. So coming into that second bye, we'll really know where we're at. But I don't know. There's just something about this team at the moment where if we're even off, we can still get the job done. It just looks like our game plan we can adapt with our middles, with the makeup of our pack, our halves pulling all the strings. There's going to be some twists and turns, but I don't know. It's hard not to get carried away,
I'm
like
with
you
you.
said.
I'm with you.
But I feel like everything we wanted going into this first bye, we've done.
Yep, I agree. I agree completely. I'm with you. I'm excited about where this team can get to, because I don't think we've seen the best of them either. There's what I'm going to frame this back to you. What are you going to see in the next, let's say maybe 3 weeks after the next bye? So there's these 3 games before the bye and then 3 games after that. What do you want to see from there that will actually make you go, we can win the premiership? Because I know you believe that we can win the premiership anyway.
Yep.
And I'm sort of the belief there that we can get there.
Okay.
But I want you to sort of say what in those 6 weeks, like obviously, we should need to win at least 4, maybe 5 of those games. But what actually from those performances and stuff do you need to see that will make you go and say on this podcast that shit, I actually think we may win the premiership or get close?
I think the Broncos and Panthers games are going to be a great indicator. Broncos, all-out offense, strike all over the paddock, so dangerous. If we can shut them down and still play our style and get the win, and then go against the Panthers team that will drag you into a grind, play a similar sense in terms of complete high-low error way, and then if you give them opportunities to score points, they'll turn them into points. I feel like those 2 games, the contrasting styles, if we can beat them both
In our way,
then it shows that we can beat Razzle Dazzle and we can beat this structured machine. That's when I think the whole belief will come from everyone. I still think that on our day we can beat anyone in the competition. I guess it's just the validation, right, as a fan that you're looking for. I do think, though, we need to change our mindset a little on these banana skin games. Someone called us out a little bit in the comments, just being like, the last 3 have been banana skin games and we've won, so maybe we need to change the way we think about them. I think the past haunts
you can't be a Warriors fan of like 15 years, 10 years and not worry about that. Like it comes from a place of care.
Yeah.
About these 100%. Games. And I know that's probably what the comment's saying is that you need to care about your team more and say, actually, we can bloody win these games.
Yeah, we were saying we would win them.
We did.
We were just a little bit nervous. I'm also really keen to see Barney, those guys implemented back into the lineup. I don't think it'll change anything because, as we've mentioned, the structure and everything, we've had guys in and out and it hasn't changed. But a couple weeks consistently with our top 17 going at it, and then we kick on from there. There's still this whole Metcalf thing, which probably isn't as much of an issue as us fans make it because Webby's come out now and
that's what we're here to do, though.
Yeah, and said that it's not going to change. But, yeah, I guess 2 or 3 weeks, that second bye we will know after this Panthers game and this Broncos game. That Panthers one in particular, if we can go 80 minutes toe for toe with them and beat them at their home turf off the back of Origin, then that is a premiership winning side.
Two questions on that because we're getting a bit of an extended Surly set of 6 as we're on the bye next week as well.
Yes. Yeah, we get the bye too.
We get the bye too. Good. So just quick question on that. 2 things. I'll start with the home sort of the playoff picture. What's crucial in that playoff picture? I know you want to finish top 2. You don't want to win the minor premiership, whatever it is. You want to finish in the top 4. Because then you get a home, whatever it is. What actually is crucial in that for the Warriors? Is it that top 2 finish?
Yeah, I think so.
So that you get the 2 home games
rather than the second life, I'm more worried about the 2 home games.
I agree.
And making teams come over here and try and beat us on our home turf, which isn't easy to do. Mount Smart will be a fortress, and I feel like we're a bloody good side, so playing us away is hard, let alone having to come over to New Zealand and try beat us at home. I think top 2 is massive. The insurance of having that second life is really nice too in round 1.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we can be top 2...
But it's that week off, right? Top 2?
Yeah. So I feel like if we can have home advantage, then... Well, you play week 1 and then you get the week off after that.
Correct, yeah.
I feel like if we have home advantage all the way through the finals by finishing 1 or 2, then... away we go. And like minor premiership would be nice, of course, but it's top 2. That's the main thing.
And I'm going to put a crazy point out there, question to you. I don't believe this, but I'm thinking from afar. Do the Warriors need to have a loss, not a damaging loss, but a loss, a bit of a reality check at some point, sort of to maybe one of those good teams to go, okay, this is what it's going to take in big games to sort of figure it out. I'm not suggesting we need to lose one.
No.
But I'm saying that if that was to happen, I don't think it would be a bad thing personally. Like, is that something that maybe would benefit us in the long run? And no, we're not going to lose a game purposely.
No.
But I'm saying if it does come, is that actually going to be of benefit to us?
If it does come, that would be the way it will get framed, for sure. I feel like this team...
doesn't need that?
You want that when you feel like they're getting complacent or something like that. I feel like this team doesn't need that. And it's easily said, harder to do. But I feel like our team has proven it. Like, we're being that every week in the press conference are like, we are still far from where we want to be. We're not
Which
getting
helps that,
complacent.
what I've just said, right?
Yeah, and as a fan, you're like, oh yeah, of course you're going to say that. But then they come out and they beat these banana skin teams each week, showing that they are not getting complacent. So you have to trust what they're saying. I don't feel like we're a side that needs to get a score put on us, maybe like a Broncos or someone like that, who then bounce back, Madge gets to rip into them, and then they come out the next week firing. Like, I don't feel like we're that style. I feel like we're only going to get stronger the more we just play our style of footy and just keep bashing teams. So, yeah, I don't know. If we get done by Penrith or something, then it would be a reality check to be like, here's where we're at, this is where we need to be, and that would probably be a good time of year for it to come, right? Because you've still got multiple games to go. But I think momentum is huge in this comp, and psychologically, if you can just keep rolling, then the juggernaut just keeps picking up more and more. Imagine home finals, week 1, Mount Smart. Like, we've had these scenes before. When we played Newey at home 2023, one of the sickest games in Warriors history. I feel like the nation is just ready to explode even more than it has already.
It's crucial. That is crucial. I remember singing ESG, as he was walking around from in the south stand, the old cheap seats, but it's just brilliant. Yeah, so more scenes like that needed.
But I can see the comments already from here. Don't get too carried away. It's only early.
That's why I'm just keeping plugging that little.
No, it's nice. It's nice. But we can be happy as Warriors fans. We need to celebrate when our team is performing well, and they deserve to be celebrated at the moment. So Magic Round next. A bye for us too. Silly set of 6, none of that Monday next week, just the normal preview pod. But after that, we will both be at Magic Round. Your first one.
Yeah, my first one. Really looking forward to it. So if you're there, give us a wave. What about a live sort of review Sunday, like a quick,
from
we're
Magic
talking
Round.
like 3 minutes, 5-minute review. If it's a win, we could be there an hour and a half, but
after a couple of tins.
Caxton.
Pure passion.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I can't wait for you to experience Magic Round. It is the best. Warriors pre-event. I assume it'll be at the Lord Alfred again. The place is packed and it's just humming. And the fact we get to play the Broncos over there is going to be so sick. So see you at Magic Round. Of course, plenty more pods in between them. But enjoy this, Warriors fans. A bye week. It's going to suck a little bit. At the same time, it's kind of nice. The boys deserve the break. But it's always the highlight of my sporting weekend.
Yeah, but you also, then you're going to be looking forward to it even more next week.
Yes.
So sometimes...
And how we come out of the bye will be crucial for us too, because a lot of people now are saying, oh, it's going to ruin momentum. So let's see how the boys come out firing in Brisbane. But how good, sitting in second into the bye, ticking boxes. Feeling bloody positive.